Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Well, we have news that another rat is leaving the sinking ship. That's number 4 now. After Ian Blackford, Peter Grant and Angela Crawley, Douglas Chapman has announced that he will no longer stand at the next election. He, of course, has also seen the polls. He has seen the way the wind is blowing. He has read the room, and he knows his seat has gone. Ever since Humza Yousaf has taken over, the SNP have slumped and fallen and downgraded themselves at every single opportunity. There hasn't been a day when they've done anything other than just get ever so slightly worse. It is downhill all the way. They are going downhill faster than a 4-man bob. And there's no end to it. He won't be the last, I suspect. I said after Peter Grant went that no, he won't be the last. And then almost within 2 days, Angela Crawley went. Well, it's been 3 days since Angela Crawley announced her resignation. And now we have Douglas Chapman. I don't think he'll be the last. But we'll go through and see what's going on with Douglas now. Here goes. So SNP exodus continues as former Treasurer Douglas Chapman announces he is not seeking re-election. To be fair, he was only Treasurer for 5 minutes in between Colin Beattie and Colin Beattie coming back because they wouldn't show him the books, they wouldn't tell him what was going on, and he said, I'm not doing it. So at least he had a tiny bit of integrity there and walked away. So we'll give him that. But anyway, the MP is not putting himself forward as an SNP candidate for Westminster. Don't blame him. He knows he isn't going to get it. They are facing, not quite a wipeout, but a devastation at the next general election. And they all know it. And he's another one. Why should I put the effort in? Why should I go and do all the hard work? Why should I do this and that and the other? Banging on doors, doing... I know I'm not going to get in. It's a pointless waste of energy, isn't it? And the trouble is they haven't got enough talent to replace him. Who are you putting in? And this is why you end up with the likes of Ross Greer, some little snotty schoolboy, because they've got no one else. You're getting these kids that have never done a day's turn in their life. They're uneducated, inexperienced. They have no social graces, and yet find themselves in Parliament. It's like, oh, God help us all. Anyway, former SNP Treasurer Douglas Chapman is stepping down as an MP, the 4th from the party to do so this month. Maybe not the last this month. Certainly not the last to go. But I mean, there's still 3 days left. We could get another one. The Dunfermline and West Fife MP tweeted an open letter to the SNP branches, members and constituents saying, serving you and our constituency over the past 8 years has been the privilege of my life. I will continue to work towards achieving our national mission and help us settle up once and for all. Well, if by settle up you mean pay the bill, that'd be nice. He admitted the decision had not been an easy one. Oh, rubbish. I've looked at the polls. Oh, it's a very easy decision, I suspect. But after sounding off the idea with his family and close political friends, he decided not to put himself forward for another term. His family said, Douglas, don't do it, because they know it's stressful for an old man. And his political friends said, Douglas, don't do it, you've got no chance of winning. Mr Chapman's decision to jump ship just weeks after his colleague and former SNP Westminster Ian Blackford confirmed he was not. He was also out. Lanark and Hamilton East MP Angela Crawley and Peter Grant, representing Glen Rothes, have also said they are standing down, running away and hiding. The resignations have come amid suggestions that the Nats are going to lose a swathe of seats. Oh boy, are they. But as I say, they don't have anyone capable that's going to stand in and go and fill those seats. You're going to have all these new, inexperienced SNP candidates. Probably won't win their seats, but but they haven't got a clue. They've got no talent. They'll be faceless. It's only helping Labour when you've got a faceless oik, some spotty-faced oik, pimply-faced youth standing there for the SNP. People will look at him and go, oh, no, I can't. We've seen Ross Greer. We don't want one of them. And they'll vote for anyone other than SNP, won't they? Anyway, the letter stated, this has not been an easy decision for me to reach. I think it has. However, following discussions with my family and close political friends, I've decided not to seek a nomination to be the... We've already covered that. Yeah, anyway. To be the SNP candidate at the next Westminster election. He thanked his family, staff and local branch members, blah, blah, blah. Of course he will. He failed to make reference to the party leadership, past or present, because he knows it's the leadership that have utterly destroyed the party. It is particularly Humza Yousaf's current leadership is taking the party down. But he also knows now the reflection on what's happened under the Sturgeon era is going to destroy the party's credibility in every way, shape and form, and it isn't over yet. So, yeah, I'm not thanking the leadership. It's the leadership that have caused it, is effectively what he's saying. The letter concluded, finally, this is not about retirement. Far from it. I intend to work hard for my constituents for the remainder of this parliament and continue to raise expectations and ambitions in our constituency. No, you don't. You're going to retire. You're going to disappear off into anonymity. You're going to be, like them all, a once, has-been MP. And then you'll go and, just witter off into the sunset years and take it easy. Enjoy them. I tell you, I am. Mr. Chapman was in charge of the party finances from 2020 to 2021. Yeah, something like December 20 to about March 21, I think it was. When he quit, claiming he'd not been given the information he'd needed to do the job. They daren't tell him. He wasn't one of that coterie of the inner clique. And if he'd have seen what was going on, they couldn't guarantee his silence. He might have been the whistleblower that would have blown it all up. He said at the time, despite having a resounding mandate from members to introduce more transparency into the party's finances, I have not received the support or financial information to carry out the fiduciary duties of National Treasurer. They don't want the spotlight on their finances. That's the last thing. We're seeing it all come out now. Foreign subscriptions, illegal, loans made late, illegal, undeclared income from dead people. Oh, last thing they want is to be seen as a zombie party. Anyway, he resigned. And it led to Colin Beattie returning to the role, but he resigned in April having been arrested. Ha, and yet to be arrested again, I suspect. Former chief executive, blah, blah, blah. They just regurgitating the other arrests. But yeah, so he's another one. Number 4, not the fourth and final, I suspect. There will be more. And it will be joyous to watch, because you're going to watch a party basically just run out of people. It's going to be a whitewash. I can't wait now for the next general election, because I think it'll be an utter whitewash. And it could actually be worse, I think, than even the polls are suggesting. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I suspect that this 20-seat loss could be 24, 25 seats. Could be all of them, couldn't it? But we live in it. That's a fever dream. Anyway, I shall round off there and I shall come up. So, of course, he's probably the second of the big hitters to go. You've had him and Blackford. Crawley and Grant, not so much. They're there, but they're not the big names. Whereas Chapman and Blackford are. But I don't think these 4 will be the last to go. I think more will go, but perhaps from probably from the middle tier ranks. I don't know if any more of the big ones will sort of say farewell, adieu, auf Wiedersehen, good night. But they may do. But I do think certainly. I'm going to suggest maybe 2 or 3 more will go. Some will probably determine to stay on in the vain hope that they may just keep their grubby little fingers, in the public purse for just a little bit longer. Because a lot of them, of course, they're quite incapable of doing a real job. They've never really done a real job, a lot of these people. They've been professional parliamentarians their whole life. They don't know what to do outside of it. It all depends on how much money they've managed to grub away over the years, isn't it? Through the various, maybe nefarious ways. Because I wouldn't trust any of them. Anyway, we bid you farewell, Douglas, and wish you well in your retirement. But thank heavens you're another one going. And I shall round off there, and we are done. So, Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button. That's what it's there for. Ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. Definitely leave a like. That really helps with the metrics. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, keep watching, and goodbye.